again. My heart is open wide. Jesus, come inside. All I am, I'll place in your hands. There's nowhere I can hide. I don't even want to try. I just want to say that I trust you once again. I know you're faithful. God, it's your love and kindness that leads us to repent from the thoughts and ways that separate us.
Hi, Newsong. My name is William Broxton, and I'm the Next Steps pastor. Here we have my lovely wife.
Hey guys, I'm Samantha Broxton. Glad you can join us on your online devices. We're just gonna say the announcements.
Something's off, though. Yeah, really something's fishy.
I can't put my finger on it.
I think something went wrong. I think something went wrong with the time machine.
That was weird.
I don't want to do it again.
I do.
Strange.
Whatever.
So weird.
You need to be fabulous. You ain't gonna shame me. You ain't gonna boogie.
Greetings.
Guten Tag.
Hola.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
Yeah, I've been.
Okay. All right. Hello, Newsong.
You just said that. We just started.
I literally had no words. Everything fell out of my head. Okay. Hello, Newsong. So happy you can join us online today. I'm Sam. This is Will.
I am Will, and I'm the Next Steps pastor here at Newsong. So, welcome. Glad you're checking us out, and we got a few announcements for you.
Okay. Here we go.
On behalf of Dave and Newsong leadership, I want to take the time to say, Newsong, thank you. Your generosity has been tremendous during this season. Our COVID Benevolence Fund has been so impactful throughout our local community. It's helping equip local leaders, giving emotional care, regular necessities of life. Like, it's been huge for our people here in Santa Ana and throughout the world globally. So thank you so much for your generosity.
We've also got our food pantry going strong every Friday at 2 p.m. You can volunteer or provide resources by emailing cause@newsong.net. Or you can partner financially with all of that by visiting newsong.net/give.
Speaking of blessing people, I know you've heard about our healthcare professional support group that we have on Sundays at 1 p.m. This week, we're launching a brand new educator support call to help our teachers and those that are a part. Like, I know my kids, I love my kids, but this whole working from home and teaching my children and trying to, it's a lot. So God bless you, and we love you, and we're so grateful, and we want to make sure that you feel the love, baby.
It's okay. It's okay. It's going to happen every Sunday at 2 p.m. Homeschooling has been super hard for us these past couple months.
9 weeks, going on 10.
Or that. Okay, that amount of time.
I've been counting.
We hope that this call is a blessing to you, because we really appreciate you. Maybe we didn't appreciate you enough before, but now we really do. Just because before was the time. Just before and after. And we're in the after now.
We're in the after now.
You.
Now we know.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
We got you.
It's like what?
We got you.
You. Another way we're supporting our community is walking through grief together. You may have seen a seminar recently with Pastor Ed and Ken Wilson. Well, we now have 4 more gatherings, and we've established a grief support group.
So starting Monday at 8 p.m., we're going to have 4 bi-weekly meetings starting on May 18th. And so join the ones that you can join. Don't feel like you need to commit to all 4. You don't have to. but it will be available to you. It's there in case you need the support. And we just wanted to make sure that during this season that we walked with our people. It's there for you.
Yeah. And you don't need to just be grieving death. It could be the grieving any loss. And we've lost a lot of different things at this time. Maybe community, maybe friendship, whatever that looks like. Come through and just know that we're here to support. One last thing. If you want to get more connected, we got you this week. All you have to do is text NS Next to 81411 and we'll hook you up. We've made it super easy. Go ahead, text. You can also unsubscribe if you don't like what you get.
Right now.
That's like a sidekick circa
No, it's not.
2001.
This is a sidekick.
That was a sidekick. That's how
This is your current phone.
No one texts with their thumbs. Wait, I'm gonna check. We gonna check.
I'll wait.
I do not text with my thumbs. Nope, I don't. What did I do? Yes, I do. It just looks so weird.
That's what you look like.
Nope.
See, when you see it in real life, it's.
That's not what it look like.
I love how today's service reflects our global community. From all of us here in California to our sister, Zoey in Brazil, holding down the fort and leading us in worship today. It's a true indicator of who we are and that our family as Newsong is global.
I hope you have a great Sunday, Newsong. Follow the links in our link tree for all the awesome events, resources, opportunities to connect that we have going on this week and beyond.
So Newsong, we love you. Hope you enjoy the service and reach out throughout the week. Anything else you want to say? I love awkward pauses.
Okay, let's go. We're done.
I'm so
It's not even sense.
I'm so putting that in. I'm so putting this in. Gosh.
Tell him that I love him. Set us free in your love. Set us free in your love. Set us free. In your love, set us free.
Welcome to Newsong Online. We're so excited you're tuning in right now. I encourage you right now, if you're online, to like, comment, and share. Let's get as many people on the stream as we can as we jump in to worship together. We are here streaming in Santa Ana, California, and today's an amazing day because we're going to be engaging with the Newsong family across the world. Many of you guys know that the Newsong family isn't just about here in Southern California. There's expressions happening all over the world. And so today we get the amazing opportunity to be led in worship by Zoey Lilly. Kind of what's going to be happening is she sent a pre-recorded video, and it's going to be in multiple languages. So I want to encourage you, this is a part of what Newsong is, who we are, third culture. And I know maybe if you're new to us and who we are, you may have heard third culture kind of thrown around these past few months, but kind of what that is celebrating the differences that we have, not letting those differences divide us. And so there's going to be worship coming at you in Portuguese and English. And so I encourage you to worship. Let's engage together as one body and as one family as we worship our God together. So if you go ahead and just turn your hearts to Him, turn your eyes to the screen, and let's worship.
Hello, Newsong family and Yo House. I'm so happy to be here with you guys, even though through this long distance recording and worship time we're going to have together. I just want to say that I still feel part of everything I had experienced in Newsong Church with Dave and his family. And it's just a privilege for us to be here. And we love you. And may you join us right now as we worship Jesus.
Os anjos e os santos se prostram ante a ti. Os anciãos lançam suas coroas diante do Cordeiro de Deus. Oh, the saints and angels, they bow before your throne. All the elders cast their crowns before the Lamb of God and sing, Tu és digno de louvor. Digno de louvor, pois tudo vem de ti e tudo é para ti e tua é a glória. Tu és digno de louvor, tu és digno de louvor. Pois tudo vem de ti e tudo é para ti e tua é a glória. Os anjos e os santos se prostram ante a ti. Os anciãos lançam suas coroas diante do Cordeiro de Deus. Tu és digno de louvor. Oh, I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough of your amazing love. No, I can't get enough. I can't walk away. No, I can't walk away. For I have seen your face. Oh, I can't walk away. I just wanna be where you are. I just wanna be near your heart. There is nothing like your love. There is nothing like your love. can't get enough of your amazing love. Oh, I can't get enough. I can't walk away. No, I can't walk away. For I have seen your face. Oh, I can't walk away. I just wanna be where you are, and I just wanna be near your heart. There is nothing like your love. There is nothing like your love. Oh, I just wanna be where you are, and I just wanna be near your heart. There is nothing like your love. There is nothing like your love. Jesus, we love you. Jesus, we love you. Jesus, we love you. Jesus, we love you. All the things you see. Jesus, we love you. Jesus, we love you. Yes, we see. Jesus, we love you. Jesus, we love you. I just wanna be where you are, and I just wanna be near your heart. There is nothing like your love. There is nothing like your love. And I just wanna be where you are, and I just wanna be near your heart. There is nothing like your love. There is nothing like your love. Digno desta canção, só tu és Senhor. Digno do meu louvor, só tu és Senhor. Digno da minha vida, tu és Senhor. Oh, eu sou teu. Nome que é sobre todos é o teu Jesus. Fonte da salvação, só tu és Jesus. Digno da minha vida, tu és Jesus. Oh, eu sou teu, eu sou teu. E santo és incomparável, és inigualável. Abre os meus olhos, Senhor, mostra quem tu és e enche o meu coração do amor que faz mudar o mundo.
Zoey, man, you messed me up this morning. It's hard to even speak right now. Just watching you and seeing Israel in the background there on the keyboards, and then all the Brazilian team there. I know that we spent time eating together and dreaming together, praying together. So it was very meaningful that from Sao Paulo the team joined to lead us in worship as a family. We're one, even though we're separated by thousands of miles. I feel connected to you as I was sitting here. And we love Zion. We love Dunamis. We love the crew that's growing in Brazil. And we know God's hand's on you. So thank you for leading us today, for taking that extra time. Leading us, it was powerful. And it moves us and it sets us up. Newsong, welcome today. Welcome to a special day. Whenever we have people from different cultures, different countries join us, it's always a good sign. We've noticed that there's breakthroughs whenever we emphasize third culture or people from different nations, because they really lead the movements. And so you're in for a powerful time, because we're getting more of Zoey. In a moment, and I'll share a little bit, but we have a film that we want to show you. It's part of our 4-film series honoring our 25th anniversary at Newsong. Yeah, that's 25 years. Can you believe it? So we're celebrating all year long, and we'll show you the third version of the film series today. But Zoey's highlighted, and the Brazil team. And then also at the end, I'm going to ask you to declare some things. So I want you to be ready to declare vocally what I believe you need to own. And then secondly, I want you to activate some things. I'm going to ask you to take some actions. It's going to be fun. It's going to be experimental, but I'm going to lead you into thinking about taking actions this week that I'd like you to post on Facebook or Instagram, at Newsong's page or my page on, send it to me on Facebook or on Instagram as well. So I had this wake-up call. It was only a couple weeks ago. I had a dream before, but this was like a wake-up call. It wasn't a dream. It was like I woke up to a voice. I woke up to a presence. And I felt, honestly, it was God. And it's like I heard this: Dave, you were like a Neanderthal. I don't know what. It's like a Neanderthal man. And immediately, as I was sitting in bed, literally, I just woke up and I heard, "You've been like a Neanderthal." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And then of course, my wife, Becca's next to me. And I realized, all her life that she's been with me, it's like she's been with me more than she's been with anybody else in terms of family. I realized that there were moments where I put her through fire, because I was an immature young man going into this marriage with high expectations and without the assets and tools, resources I needed to engage in intimacy. She had to put up with a lot of growing for me. And I felt sorry for her. As I was sitting there in bed looking over at her, that she had to deal with this caveman, this barbarian that was really not as gracious, graceful, and loving as he should have been. And so I thought about people like my wife. I thought about people that maybe had to go through fire. And we're on this series, Burning Man. And I imagine this week especially, because as I've been talking to different people, it hasn't been easy for some. It's like suddenly hit them. And one of my friends who's a journalist, she contacted me, or we had this session yesterday, a live session. And she shared this tweet that she read on Twitter. And I'd like to share it with you. And it has to do with this quarantine zone that we may be finding ourselves in. Remember, like some of you remember the Twilight Zone? Well, there's a thing called the quarantine zone. And it says, the quarantine state of mind is like having 3 solid days where you feel pretty well adjusted, followed by a sudden, unexpected dip into what we call the hell zone. The hell zone is an anxious, semi-agitated state where you're just sort of off for the whole day. And time flows like you're wading through chili. and your hell zone will never sync up with other people's hell zones. And they'll always make you feel weird and stressed out. It's like literally multiple people came to me this week and said, man, this has been a really difficult week. And it was like the quarantine state of mind. It was their hell zone. So I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you with Zoey, from my friends in Sao Paulo, with a passage of scripture that was so impactful and has inspired me all throughout my life. If you have your Bibles or if you look on your screens, check out Romans chapter 3, verses 3 through 5. And it says this: we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials. And you're going, are you kidding me? You can rejoice? Yeah, it says you can rejoice when you run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope will not lead to disappointment, for we know how dearly God loves us, because he has given us the Holy Spirit to fill our hearts with his love. First of all, we can establish by these verses that it's actually possible that in the middle of the fire, you can discover joy. You don't have to be overwhelmed by the destruction and the negativity and seeing the flames and feeling the heat all around you. You can actually shift yourself to discover something maybe you didn't expect in the fire. You know, as I do a lot of consulting and I'm coaching and working with leadership around the world, there's different processes you lead them through. And one of the main processes you do in terms of the first step is help people find the reality, like to define it. They have to know really what the problem is. The second thing for them before you get to the action steps is they have to be able to see a future state. You know, they have to see that there's some type of benefit that can come out of the reality. Otherwise, it's really hard to plan or have the energy to start and to sustain activity. So understanding the benefits is crucial in having the joy in the fire. So that's why Paul, in the book of Romans, he lays it out. He says there's some things that are produced in the fire. What are those things? He first says endurance. He says, man, you learn how to persevere. You know how to stay in the game. You know how to not check out. The second thing he says is important that you develop and is produced in the fire is strength of character. He says, man, it's going to make you a stronger person, a person that has this robust, stable foundation so that when you move through the tides and the whims and the winds of time, man, you're that stable person. You have a strength of character that's produced in the fire. And you see it all the time. People have been through lots of ups and downs and crisis. They have a resilience. They have an ability to look at something and they're unmoved because they know they can come out of it. So there's a production of the strength of character. The third thing he says produces hope. He says, man, you can actually develop like this confident expectation. And believe me, it's hard because when you hear criticism or you hear negativity, you're seeing your bank account possibly going down or no prospect of a future job, you can get discouraged. But in the middle of the fire, if you know that there's a benefit, that maybe even you'll get hope, a confident expectation that God is going to provide for you, man, it's going to be worth it because you're going to feel him speaking to you. You're going to feel him connecting to you. Not only did he promise these things in the middle of the fire, you know, the hope, this confident expectation, this ability to persevere and have this joy, but he says, I can also give you more. He says, I can give you in the middle of the fire, wait for it, contentment. That's huge. Usually when you're in the fire, you're focused on everything that's being destroyed, everything that's being lost. But what if God takes away things or allows things to be taken away, because he wasn't the cause, I believe, of the COVID-19. But in the midst of the fire, God can give you satisfaction. Satisfaction where no matter what you have, what you've lost, you can be content. You can be at peace. You can have joy. That's priceless. I literally, this next year, I probably lost maybe 40% of my income because I'm not able to travel. I mean, that's a big chunk. But you know what? I've gained so much. There's so much that I've found, I've rediscovered. I've been reminded of what's essential again in my life. Contentment is something you can get in the fire. And what is that contentment about, by the way? Well, it's this gift he gives you. It's the gift of not only satisfaction, he's going to give you a relationship. A deeper relationship with who? It says here in Romans, with the Spirit of God. You get to know the Spirit of God. You see, we talk about Jesus, we talk about God the Father, but maybe this time, God wants you to grow your relationship with the Spirit of God, who's known as the one who can comfort you in the middle of the flame. He's the one who walks with you. When I look at this passage and marinated on it, I said, this is like the New Testament corollary of the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego furnace in the fire in the furnace, where there was that fourth character that was in the flame. Nebuchadnezzar the king saw it. In the New Testament, it seems like the same thing is in the middle of any fire in a larger scale that we go through. That fourth person's there. It's the Spirit of God that you can experience. It's an invitation, the fire, into a deeper relationship. I was talking to one of my gay friends this week on Yo House. We had a really great interview. And, typically my gay friends, they're really concerned about a couple issues, like all of us, because it's so human. One is, am I going to hell? And then secondly, they're concerned about being alone. And I looked at my friends, I said, man, you're not going to hell. I mean, you love Jesus more than a lot of people who profess it. And then secondly, I said, you don't have to go alone. You can actually have the Spirit of God who's with you. And man, we're with you. No matter what brokenness, what beauty we have, and all of us are struggling with, we have the Spirit of God that unites us. The fire, it produces a couple things that I want you to remember, to close with. It's basically these two things. He produces, number one, a growth in us. We will grow. What are you going to grow in? You're going to grow in your creativity because the non-essentials are taken away. The essentials is what last. It's the things that you're designed with. It's the things you're made to focus upon. I mean, how wonderful it is that many of us are now focused on the home. We're focused on the people again versus just the work and the occupation. How beautiful is that? And then not only that, for me, I've been creative, man. I've been working on some stuff, like remembering, when I was a kid and my mom kicked me out of the kitchen. She's the Korean mom, and she said, man, boys aren't supposed to be in the kitchen. That's how she was trained. But man, I think I was made to be in the kitchen. I don't even mind washing dishes. Like I find it as like a mindfulness exercise. And then I'm cooking, man. I made some bread, man. It was like slamming good bread, zucchini bread. I mean, it was paleo, it was keto friendly. Oh, not keto friendly, but it was paleo at least, gluten free. And then, man, I was hungry for Brazil because I was supposed to be in Brazil. I was supposed to be with Zoey and Teo and the Zion family and Dunamis team. But, right now, but I couldn't. So, what I had to do? I had to bring Brazil back into my home. So I found a recipe and I found some bom de queijo. I found it, man, it's not that actually hard to make. And I made it. And man, I tell you what, there's nothing like bom de queijo bread. It's the best, most heavenly bread you'll ever eat. I mean, I made that. I even cut my hair. I mean, I would never have cut my hair, even though my mom was a beautician, my son's a hairstylist, one of the best. I would never have done it unless we were in this fire right now, the pandemic. It's a time to grow. It's not time just to look at what's destroyed, what's missing. Look at what's there. There's strength of character, there's endurance, there's hope, there's contentment, there's a Spirit of God. And that's what the gift is. See, first thing you need to remember when you're in the fire is you're going to be growing. And secondly, you're going to be gifted. Those gifts are yours. Again, remember them. Endurance, strength of character, hope, contentment, a relationship with the Spirit of God. Wow. There's a lot in the fire. Zoey reminds me of this. I invited her to our house, the Gibbons home, a few years ago. Because when I was in Brazil, Teo, the team, I hung out with them, and I loved them right away. They were like younger brothers and sisters, and even maybe sons and daughters. And as I looked at them, I said, man, God loves these guys so much. And I knew God's favor was on them, but they were going through some ups and downs. And I looked at Zoey, and I saw someone, it seemed like she had this little cloud over her. And so, I prayed about it, talked to my wife. I said, I think we need to invite Zoey to Brazil, or not to Brazil, but to America and to our house. And because what I believe in, if I'm going to develop people, it's not just about like teaching them like from a didactic perspective in a lecture, but if they really want to learn from me, you got to come live with me. And if you really, really want to know me, man, you got to live in my house. You got to see all the ups and downs, how I'm screwed up, how I'm like the Neanderthal man, and how I put people through flames sometimes myself. I want you to see all that and know how to live. So Zoey was shocked, but I invited her into the house, and she shared with me her story. And she'll share more about it in a moment in the film. But one thing that took me back when she shared her story was when she told me, she wasn't supposed to be alive. They had given her mom some medication to evacuate her womb. And then the mom didn't feel right after she was taking the medication and found out like something was going on, right? That didn't seem right. There's an intuition. She goes back to the doctor and finds out the baby is alive. And that's Zoey. You know what's phenomenal about Zoey, her name? It means like life. And it told me something about her, that Zoey would have such an impact on the world and an influence on people that the evil one would want her destroyed before she could even come out of her mom's womb. That's how significant it should be. So I knew Zoey was imprinted with favor. When I see Zoey now, I'm so happy for her. Yeah, she's like, leading worship to thousands all over the world, and that's all great, but I know Zoey, she likes music, but I know she likes painting. She likes doing pottery. She's a great cook. She loves being by herself. She enjoys that. And what I love about Zoey is she doesn't need the lights, but she'll go out there because she's been trained like in the fire. She's been through the ups and downs. But the beautiful thing is I saw how Zoey was also gifted not only with a purpose of how to play and how to create, but she was given a great husband. Because that was my concern. If I'm like a dad, I'm always concerned that my children, if they're supposed to get married, that they marry great people. And Zoey married one of the best guys I could ever find. I mean, I didn't find him, but discover with her. Because it was important that I had to give approval, of course, right, Zoey? But when I met Israel, I looked at her and said, this guy's solid. And he's such a good man. This is the type of guy I would want if I had thousands of daughters, I would want a guy like this for my daughters. And Zoey married a guy named Israel, who is that guy. So Zoey's been gifted. But I saw the one who was supposed to be dead come alive. And she grew, and she was gifted. This is what I hope for you. Check out Zoey, and check out what's happening in Brazil. Let it inspire you, because Brazil is still going through the fire.
God has called us to become safe places, to become havens. We believe that one person can change a family, can change a city, can change a nation, can change the world.
we went to Brazil with really a posture of learning, because you'll find in these places that maybe you're not going to naturally go to, what you find is this beautiful expression of like really who God is. And you find him really in the people, in the music, in the sounds that come from the ground. So this alley is called Batman Alley. What I love about this alley is that it really reflects everything that we do at Newsong. This street was a place that you probably wouldn't want to go to a while ago. I mean, this would be the place where you probably get your things maybe stolen. It's a place that people didn't want to live. But what's happened is the artists started coming in here, and it's called Batman Alley because there was a graffiti artist who painted Batman. And then these other people started coming in here also doing murals and started painting their stuff. The artists, the creatives, they always lead movements. You know, they're the ones actually writing songs that their generation is going to sing. They're thinking of stories that need to be told, images that need to be portrayed. That's what this group of artists did when they came to this place. So now if you're to go around this town, you see that it's somewhat gentrified. I mean, it's become a cool, hip place, but it's really become a place of beauty. And I feel that's what we're called to do. It's not that we're bringing necessarily beauty to the space. It's already there. I mean, it's in the ground. It's in the alley where you're gonna find the greatest stuff. And so when we talk about Newsong, that's exactly what we do. We go to the back alleys, we go to the places that other people don't wanna go, and then we just unleash and help catalyze the beauty that's already in the ground. If you wanna see where culture is happening, where things are being birthed, you wanna go to places that are raw, the places that no one else wants to go to. You're probably gonna find jewels there, amazing treasures. And it's not just in terms of the land and the resources materially. We're talking about the people. It's the people that beautify everything, because when they walk the planet, they shift the earth. And the people of Brazil have that.
I just paint what comes from this place that I have with God, you know? He sees beauty where we can't see it, and he sees life when we just see death. You know, he sees hope when we're desperate. And if I could just give that a little bit away, I'd be happy forever, you know?
Zoey had this unique artist look. You could see she was always pensive, always like this kind of Imagineer who was dreaming about things.
I dream a lot about healing like the hearts of people through music and art. I think that's something that it's in my heart and passion.
And when I saw her, I knew, man, she needed something more. She just needs someone maybe to see her and to encourage her.
I had always struggled with feeling like I didn't deserve to live. I had like these voices, and they would always say, you know, you should just end your life or something like that. I kind of ignored it until I was around 16, 17, and I got into really big depression. And I started really realizing that I was believing those voices for a long time. I unfortunately tried to kill myself a couple times. I remember just hearing, like, for the first time, the audible voice of God. It was like the last time I was trying to do harm to myself. And he said, this is not your time. I've chosen you to live. I thought it would get better after that, you know, spiritual encounter that I had, but it just got worse. Years went by, and I wouldn't tell anybody. It was something that I would hold on to myself. I was never the depressing kind of person that would stay in bed. I was always like happy and active and just trying to fight back whatever was inside me.
When I met her and I saw her a little discouraged and not really like feeling it, man, my heart went out to her because I saw who she was supposed to become. And so, man, I said, hey, Zoey, why don't you come and live with us?
I was like, this guy is crazy. Like, I've met him once, just like, hi, nice to meet you. And now he wants me to move from Brazil to California to live in his home.
You know, when people ask us, you know, well, how do you do leadership development and formation? We actually invite people to come into our house and hang with us, because it's not often in a teaching session where they're going to really get things. It's going to be when they just watch how we live. And then as they watch how we live, it's just caught more than taught.
So I sit down the first day, he's like, just tell me your story. And I never in my life told anybody my story. So I started telling him my story about my life from birth until even when my dad left us when I was 5, and then all my childhood years and like everything. I was telling him everything. And in the end I said, okay, what should I do with this? And he's like, oh, that's all I want to know. I just want to know your story.
And so we saw Zoey, as she started to live with us, start to find freedom and start to rediscover who she is.
So one day I went to meet this lady that he wanted me to meet. And she asked me, tell me your story. I said, so this is how it works here with Dave? Everybody has to tell their story? And she's like, yes. I was like, why? And she said, Zoey, the moment you tell your story, the same power that set you free is shown at the moment you say it. It's like the power of testimony. And your story brings life to other people. In that moment, something, you know, swished in my mind. I was like, okay, so I need to constantly, like, love my story.
I love Zoey. I love everything about her because she's so innocent. She loves people authentically. She doesn't try to project anything she's not.
Dave sat down with me. He's like, the reason why I brought you here wasn't because I wanted to train you or something. It's because you were dying inside. So I brought you in because I really want you to just, you know, live for real to your fullest. It was life-changing for me.
She really represents to me the heart and the passion of Brazil. But it doesn't have to be necessarily in this excitable voice, but you can see it in the way she lives, the way she talks, and the way she loves.
I want to bring people to a place where they can experience what God has for them. I know life is full of pain, life is full of trials and valleys, but there's still beauty in all of that. Through our pain, that's where God can come through and show himself. It's just a privilege to carry this name and actually give life to other people through my music or through art in just the most humble way I can share it, you know.
What's happened since I've seen her, she's grown in her popularity throughout Brazil. She serves on a regular basis where she lives in an authentic community called Newsong Church. It's the church that, you know, her mom built, you know, for decades. And she helps lead there in the faith community and music. And then beyond that, she got involved with her brother Teo in a project called Dunamis. And this Dunamis group, they're comprised of a ton of young people in different colleges, universities, and all these different types of businesses. And so now their music and their talks and their training has grown to these epic proportions.
Today, we're present in almost 500 universities spread it out around the country.
Within a few months, you know, they're going to be holding like this big gathering of young people for the nation of Brazil. And they have like a sold-out stadium of like 80,000 young people coming with 65,000 that are on the waiting list. So I still remember when they were like this fledgling in a way, trying to figure out their future direction.
Dave was this pastor, but also consultant. He had ways with people and especially reaching the outcasts of society and making them understand their true identities and their callings so that they could change the world through values of the kingdom of heavens.
And I looked at them and said, you guys don't know who you are. So there's gonna be a day when you're actually gonna be teaching America. The ones that you admire and think are heroic, you're actually gonna be seen that way.
Brazil is a country that has 1/3 of its population. Around 60 million people in Brazil are confessed Christian evangelicals. And we're living today going through our worst crisis in terms of political scenario, business scenario, ethical issues. Society is so messed up. nowadays, and people are looking for answers or even searching for hope for transformation in the future. And I think that people, when they look at Dunamis, they see somehow part of an answer that it's being built for a better future. People understand when they see our values, our passions, and the possibility of really transforming a society, they buy into that dream, they buy into that vision, and they want to join in and come along.
What I found about Brazil and about a lot of the people of Brazil, it seems like sometimes they don't maybe see themselves as maybe God would see them, or maybe a loving father or a loving mother. But when I saw guys like Titus, I saw these people who are just, again, treasures. They're these masterpieces that who just need to be told that they were amazing, that they were spectacular. When I think about the future of Brazil, they play a significant role in our global economy, but not just the economy in terms of like finances and wealth and materialism, but really in terms of the culture that they have, where there's been this fusion of all these cultures from around the world. They're gonna help carry that to the nations because they have the ability to flow. They have what we call Newsong third culture, where they can adapt and to multiple contexts because that's their culture. And so I think what Brazil is going to bring to the nations and to America and beyond is really that ability to flow. When you look at the heart of God, he has the same thing. You know, he was this God that was up in the heavens, this abstract, but then he became flesh. And he came to live in a place called Nazareth. And then he hung out with people that would live in alleys like this. This is the place where creation is going to spark and where creativity will be birthed. I believe in Brazil, not only its past, but its present and its future. Go Brazil! We love Brazil. We love the people there. You know, our hearts are with you as you also are going through the pandemic and a lot of the issues I know economically and with your government. But know that, you know, as a family, we pray for you and we think about you all the time. Can't wait to be with you soon. I want you all to stand wherever you are right now, if it's possible, if you're not in a car. How about standing in your house with your kids, with your spouse, or if you're by yourself. And, you know, let's remind ourselves that the sanctuary is you. You know, God inhabits you wherever you go. His presence is there. Whenever you're in the fire, whenever you're in the fields, the playgrounds, he's with you. So I want you to do a couple things. I want you to make a declaration, and then I'd like you to make a commitment to action. But I want you to speak it out because something happens when you speak it out. You know, you shift things because just like when God in Genesis, he created the world with words, we too can create things with our words and with our feeling. Remember, it's not just the verbiage, but it's our feeling that is sent into the atmosphere, the vibes, the energy coming from our bodies. So I want you to declare it. Some of you may need to scream it, because sometimes I'll do that when I'm riding down the road and I'm feeling so discouraged. I'll yell things in my car, I'll do it on my motorcycle, just to make sure that I own it with all my being. But would you declare a couple of things? Would you first declare and say something like this? I am growing. Let's say it together. I am growing. And you may want to even say, I am creating. I am creating. Say it again. I am growing. I am creating. One more time. I am growing. I am creating. And then I like you also declare that you've been gifted and say, I am gifted. I am gifted. Again, I am gifted. With what? Say, I am gifted with endurance. I am gifted with strength of character. I am gifted with hope. I am gifted with contentment. I am gifted with the Holy Spirit, who's my comforter, who's my guide, who will never leave me. He's the one with me in the fire. Yeah, you're gifted. And now I'd like you to commit to action. And I'd like you, even whether you're on YouTube or in Facebook, I'd like you to type in what action you're going to take, and I'd like you also to take pictures, okay? Seriously. I love to see, literally hundreds of us taking pictures of these actions. Put it on the Facebook page at Newsong, or you can go to my page, Dave Gibbons, or my Instagram, Dave K. Gibbons. Just send it to me. I'd like to see you activating. So what are you going to activate this week? I'd like you first to bake something, okay? Just bake something or cook something. And show us pictures of your creation. Like I did. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see the baume de gazou there. You'll see the little clip I made of this wonderful heavenly bread. Would you take a video, a short one, or some pictures of what you bake? But bake something this week. Pick a day and do it. The second thing I'm going to challenge you, maybe even harder, because you thought you could never do it. How about cutting your hair? Yep, cut your hair. I'm going to do it again. Okay, this week, I'm going to cut my hair again. And you got to be bold, you got to be courageous, but go look on YouTube on how people cut the hair and then try it. You don't have to cut a lot if you're scared, but just even a trim. But cut your hair and then take pictures of what you do, even your mistakes. We'd love to see it. Again, the Newsong Facebook page or my page, just send it to us, and we'd love to see what you're doing with your hair, all right? And then the third thing, how about volunteering? Fridays, you can come to Newsong, and we sponsor a food drive where we give away food to those who are hungry. Literally every week there's over 3,000 people getting food. So come join on Fridays. You can sign up for that. Look on the Linktree and check it out. Newsong, are you feeling it? Are you feeling the fire from Zoey? Are you feeling the life from Brazil? That same life, that same spirit that's in the fire in Brazil is in the fire in America or in Asia or Europe, wherever you may be. My prayer is you'll feel that fire right now. So, hey, hold your hands out and receive this blessing, all right? Spirit of God, thank you so much for reminding us again how you're always with us. Whether we're in the fields of flowers or when we're in the fire that's in the furnace, you're always there. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for growing us. Help us to feel that growth in us. Help us to see it, acknowledge it, be grateful for it. And then God, help us to see the gifts, the unique gifts of creativity or endurance or contentment or hope or character or relationship that you're giving to us right now. Help us to see it. Help us to see what's most essential. So I bless each one of you. I bless you with this understanding that you can embrace all your life, that God is with you, He's growing you, and He's gifted you. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thirsty Father, 'cause only you satisfy. Your well it won't run dry. Lead me to your waters.
Hi, Newsong. My name is William Broxton, we have my lovely wife.
Hey guys, I'm Samantha Broxton. Glad you can join us on your online devices. We're just gonna say the announcements.
Something's off though. Yeah, really something's fishy.
I can't put my finger on it.
I think something went wrong. I think something went wrong with the time machine.
That was weird.
I don't want to do it again.
I do.
Strange.
Whatever.
So weird.
You need to read that book. You ain't gonna shame me. You ain't gonna boogie.
Greetings.
Good now.
Hola.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
Yeah, I've been here.
Okay. All right. Hello, Newsong.
You just said that. We just started.
I literally had no words. Everything fell out of my head. Okay. Hello, Newsong. So happy you can join us online today. I'm Sam. This is Will.
I am Will, and I'm the Next Steps pastor here at Newsong. So, welcome. Glad you're checking us out, and we got a few announcements for you.
Okay. Here we go.
On behalf of Dave and Newsong leadership, I want to take the time to say, Newsong, thank you. Your generosity has been tremendous during this season. Our COVID Benevolence Fund has been so impactful throughout our local community. It's helping equip local leaders, giving emotional care, regular necessities of life. Like, it's been huge for our people here in Santa Ana and throughout the world globally. So thank you so much for your generosity.
We've also got our food pantry going strong every Friday at 2 p.m. You can volunteer or provide resources by emailing cause@newsong.net. Or you can partner financially with all of that by visiting newsong.net/give.
Speaking of blessing people, I know you've heard about our healthcare professional support group that we have on Sundays at 1 p.m. This week, we're launching a brand new educator support call to help our teachers and those that are a part. Like, I know my kids, I love my kids, but this whole working from home and teaching my children and trying to, it's a lot. So God bless you, and we love you, and we're so grateful. And we want to make sure that you feel the love, baby.
It's okay. It's okay. It's going to happen every Sunday at 2 p.m. Homeschooling has been super hard for us these past couple months.
9 weeks, going on 10.
Or that. Okay, that amount of time.
I've been counting.
And we hope that this call is a blessing to you, because we really appreciate you. Maybe we didn't appreciate you enough before, but now we really do. Just because before was the time. There's before and after. And we're in the after now.
We're in the after now.
You.
Now we know.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
We got you.
It's like what?
We got you.
You. Another way we're supporting our community is walking through grief together. You may have seen a seminar recently with Pastor Ed and Ken Wilson. Well, we now have 4 more gatherings, and we've established a grief support group.
So starting Monday at 8 p.m., we're going to have 4 bi-weekly meetings starting on May 18th. And so join the ones that you can join. Don't feel like you need to commit to all 4. You don't have to, but it will be available to you. It's there in case you need the support. And we just wanted to make sure that during this season that we walked with our people. It's there for you.
Yeah. And you don't need to just be grieving death. It could be the grieving any loss. And we've lost a lot of different things at this time. Maybe community, maybe friendship, whatever that looks like. Come through and just know that we're here to support. One last thing. If you want to get more connected, we got you this week. All you have to do is text NS Next to 81411 and we'll hook you up. We've made it super easy. Go ahead, text. You can also unsubscribe if you don't like what you get.
Right now. Just text.
That's like a sidekick circa.
No, it's not.
2001.
This is a sidekick.
That was a sidekick. That's how
this is your current phone.
No one texts with their thumbs. Wait, I'm gonna check. We gonna check.
I'll wait.
I do not text my thumbs. Nope, I don't. What did I do? Yes, I do. It just looks so weird.
That's what you look like.
Nope.
See, when you see it in real life, it's...
That's not what you look like.
I love how today's service reflects our global community. From all of us here in California to our sister, Zoey in Brazil, holding down the fort and leading us in worship today. It's a true indicator of who we are and that our family as Newsong is global.
I hope you have a great Sunday, Newsong. Follow the links in our link tree for all the awesome events, resources, opportunities to connect that we have going on this week and beyond.
So Newsong, we love you. Hope you enjoy the service and reach out throughout the week. Anything else you want to say? I love awkward pauses.
Okay, let's go. We're done.
I'm so
It's not even a sentence.
I'm so putting that in. I'm so putting this in. Gosh.